Good day, my name is Tisezo Apane and I'll be presenting the first scaffolding activity which focuses on the first level of the Bloom taxonomy, which is remembering. On this scaffolding activity, the learners will define the key concepts that are used in a talk show such as guest, host, and an interview. They will then list questions that could be asked to guests on a talk show. The teaching strategy for this activity is that the teacher will play a short video explaining what a talk show is. The teacher will then use the explicit instruction to explain the key concepts to learners, which is a guest, a host, and a talk show. The teacher will further contribute or distribute copies of vocabulary lists to learners which relates to democracy and human rights. The learning strategies for this activity is that the learners will watch the video and write definitions of the key concepts. The learners will again make a list of those questions by writing them down in their classwork books. The type of assessment for this activity is norm reference. The format of assessment is formative. The method of assessment is a video, and the tool of assessment for this activity is a holistic rubric. The resources that will be used for this activity is a vocabulary list copies, again the video explaining what a talk show is. The language skill that will be used in this activity is writing and listening. I will teach unknown vocabulary by using the definition and listening strategy, whereby I'll be describing the meaning of the words in a learner-friendly approach and using the definition from the dictionary and explaining the direct meaning in my own words.
Good day, my name is Homele Mamutibedi. I'll be focusing on the second scaffolding activity, which falls under the level 2 of the Bloom's taxonomy, being understanding. Learners will be given a case study. This case study will be used by learners to identify, describe, and explain the different types of discrimination and human rights identified in the case study and how they are being violated. The teaching strategy involves the teacher handing out printed case studies and giving out direct instruction to learners. The learning activity involves learners will be reading and identifying, describing, and explaining what discrimination and human rights are. For the assessment that will be used, the form of the assessment that will be used is formative assessment. The type is norm referencing. The method is of a case study. The tool is a memo. The language that will be developed in this activity involves reading and writing. The resources that will be used is the case study, and the vocabulary will be pre-teaching keywords and phrases from the case study for learners to better understand what they will be reading about.
Good evening, my name is Nicole Matosa and I'm going to be presenting about the third scaffolding activity that is related to the third level of the Bloom's taxonomy, which is applying. So in this activity, learners will be instructed to illustrate by use of graphs or sketches on the forms of diversity and discrimination and violations of human rights that are present in the case study given to them in the prior scaffolding activity. And in the second question, they will be instructed to demonstrate on how these types of discrimination issues can be addressed and they can be alleviated in the economy. So the teaching strategy that is related to this scaffolding activity is that the teacher will provide a step-by-step guidance and explanation to the learners on how they should approach the activity and how to analyze the activity. And furthermore, the teacher will identify different roles of each member in the group and how they should carry out the task. And learners will follow the step-by-step direction of the teacher in answering the task, and therefore each member of the group will carry out their responsibilities and complete the task and therefore submit to the teacher. So the resources used in this lesson are a textbook, the essay constitution, the Bill of Rights, and a newspaper article. The vocabulary strategies used is that the teacher will instruct the learners to identify words that they don't know and therefore provide a description to those words, and furthermore use word associations where learners will use synonyms related to those words so that they can better understand the definition of the words. And the type of assessment used is a norm-reference assessment, while the form of assessment is an informal formative assessment, the method of assessment being a case study, and the tool of assessment being a rubric with which the teacher will measure the task of the learners according to the criteria of the rubric. Thank you.